Hi guys, welcome. This is Ishmar Angel here, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can easily scale your agency to from 5 figures to 6 figures to 7 figures and even 8 figures by completely removing yourself from your company and truly becoming the entrepreneur that you've always wanted to be. Now, before I hop into my screen, I just wanted to make very clear that this video has been created for agency owners only. So if you are not an agency owner, then probably this video will not be as added value for you. However, if you are an agency owner and you are struggling to remove yourself from your business because you're wearing the sales hat, you're also doing the marketing, you're doing the tech support, you're doing the administrative stuff, and then on top of that, you're also wearing the CEO hat. The thing is that is just not scalable, and that really needs to change starting today. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that by implementing 2 super easy to do and simple steps that you can start implementing as of today. It doesn't matter if you are a solo entrepreneur, if you're working as a freelancer, or if you have a startup agency, or even if you are actually doing okay for yourself and you just simply want to scale. It doesn't matter in which stage you are in your business. This is something that can work for any agency owner. And the contrary of what you might have been made believe, it is super easy and super simple to just wake up to a calendar full of booked appointments while you're on leave, while you're on holiday, and even if you're unfortunate and you're sick, by implementing 2 simple steps. And basically having a calendar full of appointments with leads that are eager to speak with you because they really want to understand how it is that you can solve their problem and how you can take them from their current state and move them into their desired state in a short period of time. Now, this is something that we have implemented within our own agency, and we've implemented it for our clients as well. So I definitely know that it works, and it's super easy to do. And throughout this video, I'm going to explain to you exactly how we did it and how you can implement the exact same thing for the success of your agency. Now, what I'm talking about, which makes me super excited, are 2 things, and that is simply by automating your systems and by leveraging turnkey virtual assistants. And I'm going to show you right now how exactly that would look like. Now, let me quickly hop into my desktop just to show you a high-level overview of how this looks like, how we've implemented this within our agency, and how you can do the same and implement the exact same strategy in your agency to simply automate all your systems in respect to how you do your prospecting, hence how you generate leads, how you nurture them, and how you follow up with them up to the point that you actually convert them into paid clients. And once you have converted them into paid clients, how you can simply and easily automate your entire client onboarding process so you don't have to lift one single finger, and all of this can happen in the background automatically without you ever needing to be involved. Now, to start off, let me just zoom in very quickly here for you guys. What we basically do, so within our agency, we leverage virtual assistants. Now, the nice thing is that within our agency, we have a training academy where we basically recruit, screen, train, manage, and provide ongoing support to all our virtual assistants, whether they're working directly for our agency or if they're working within the agency of our clients. They will be receiving ongoing support to ensure that the entire prospecting and lead generation activities is managed smoothly so that our clients don't need to be involved nor worried about the entire process. So how this simply starts is that we leverage virtual assistants that we can easily provide for as little as $3 to $6 an hour. So implementing this seriously is a no-brainer. What the VAs will do is that they will start doing lead generations on platforms such as on social media. You can think about Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. It doesn't really matter. What they will do is then start doing social organic outreach, which basically means that they'll be sending DM to prospective clients and to leads that could be interested in the services that you have to offer. Now, this method is organic. On top of that, you will also be leveraging on paid ads. which super easily brings leads into your funnel by providing them some value add content. And when I'm saying value add content, you can think about a very valuable explainer blog, which basically provides your reader, your leads, an understanding of what exactly it is that you're offering, broken down into pieces. So for example, if you provide paid advertisement for leads, let's say in a real estate industry or in the solar industry, you want to create a blog in regards to how using paid advertisements can help them basically grow their business, get more deals, and close more deals easily. It doesn't really matter which industry you're serving. There's always going to be topics that you can write about, and it's very easy to get this by having conversations with your leads on the phone calls or with your clients, and truly understanding what exactly it is that they are struggling with. And then once you have that information, you just go out and write, for example, a blog or create a YouTube channel or write a very interesting article explaining to them how you can use their expertise to solve their problems and help them move from their current state to their desired state. So there are different ways that you can do this. Another method that the VAs will also do lead generation is, for example, doing cold emailing. You can do cold calling. You also can run SMS campaigns, run ads on Google, also known as Google PPC. It doesn't really matter. All of this will be managed by our VAs, for ourselves and for our clients. And the whole objective, obviously, is to get them through a sales funnel so that we can get the leads interested enough to hop on a call with either myself or, for example, if it would be you, with yourself, so that you can pitch them your services and explain to them how exactly your company can help them grow their business. Now, once the VAs have generated enough leads, these leads, once they've opted in, they will all be pushed into a sales funnel. Now, a sales funnel is basically a one-page website where you simply provide added value to your readers. This can be, for example, a sales video similar to the one that you're watching right now on this one-page sales funnel. Now, once people have opted in on the sales funnel, they will be redirected to basically book an appointment on our calendar. Now, how this would look like for you is that you would basically have your sales funnel with either a value add content or a value add video. You will have a call to action in which you basically prompt the lead to book an appointment with you so that you can elaborate in a bit more details on a phone call how exactly it is that you can help them. Once they land on your application form, which is also a qualification form, this is simply where you can qualify your leads to make sure that these are actually the people that you want and can work with. Now, let me quickly show you how that looks like within our agency. As soon as someone clicks on the application form, they'll be redirected to book an appointment with us. Now, how we've done it is we've done like a short introduction in regards to who exactly it is that they will be speaking to. So in this case, for your company, it will be your name and the name of your agency. A little bit of introduction in regards to what exactly they will be able to learn throughout the call. And then obviously followed with the basic information that you would always ask before hopping on a call with a lead. Now, for us, we do it quite extensively because it's very important for us to filter out to make sure that we only spend time with the leads that we can actually help and can and want to work with. You can obviously, for your business, make this as long and as short as you want to, but just remember that the shorter it is, the less qualified the leads will be. But the longer it is, the more friction there will be for people to actually want to book a call. So do take that into consideration. But going back into the form, we ask, for example, the name, the email address, the phone number, and obviously if they are an agency owner or not, because we only work with agency owners. Next to that, it's very important for us to understand how many leads the agency is currently generating. Now, to be clear, as I mentioned in the beginning, it doesn't matter if they are a startup or if they're already doing okay and simply want to scale, but it does help us to tailor the conversation to understand whether they are generating a steady flow of leads, yes or no, and how many that is on a month-to-month basis. Now, what's also very important is, for example, to understand how your leads, how your prospective clients are already generating their leads. They probably already have systems in place or people in place that are providing them with leads, and it's very easy to simply ask them and understand how exactly they're currently doing it, so that you can understand how you can hop in and either improve that or introduce new methods. So you can think, for example, by using paid advertisement on social media or paid advertisement on Google. Obviously also doing cold outreach on social media, which is one of our favorites. And that's basically having your VA go on social media platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, you name it, and reach out to leads in the hope of getting them booked on your calendar so that you can basically provide your pitch and hopefully close them. Obviously, also you want to understand what exactly it is that they are struggling with, so that you can really tailor and provide a bit more of a bespoke strategy that's really suited to their journey. And then what we also do, so this one is actually quite powerful. For us, it's very important to understand how exactly the leads got in touch with us, because this will actually help us improve our analytics and really help us understand where exactly we should be focusing our marketing efforts more on, and which platforms we actually should basically be improving. So I would definitely recommend you do the exact same thing, and you simply ask them if they found you on Facebook, if they found you on YouTube, or any other platform that you are very active on. Now this one is a bit of a rhetorical question, because obviously if they're scheduling the appointment, you would expect them to dial in a call, but as we all know, no-show rates is something that unfortunately no agency owner can avoid. But what you can do is try to implement certain things to minimize the no-show rate of the appointments. So one of the ways that we do it is simply by asking a rhetorical question and asking them if they actually will attend the call, yes or no. Now obviously everyone will respond yes, but it's just kind of like, it's a way to trigger the brain to think like, okay, I kind of said that I'm gonna attend the call, so it would be smart if I just attend it, and if not, let me just reschedule it. Now, as I mentioned, this is one way that we ensure that we can reduce the no-show rate as much as possible. But another way that we also do is that once they've booked the appointment and the lead has been scheduled on our calendar, they will be redirected to our thank you page. Now, once they're redirected on the thank you page, automatically a trigger will go out in our system, letting us know that a lead has booked an appointment, and these notifications will go to myself and also to our VAs. Now, the reason these go to the VAs, and I just quickly want to show you how that looks like, is that we will receive automated emails and notifications on our mobile, letting us know that a new appointment has been scheduled by X lead, by Y lead, by A lead, by B lead. Now, obviously, this is a print screen, which I didn't want to disclose the names, but it does give you a very good idea of how the notifications would look like in your inbox and also on your mobile app in regards to every single appointment that has been booked. Now, the nice thing is that this goes out to myself and this goes out to the VAs. And the reason that happens is because before the lead actually hops on a call with you, let's say 24 hours before, up to 4 to 2 hours before, our VAs will manually reach out to the leads on social media, asking them to confirm that they will actually be attending the call. Once you're having that conversation with the lead and you basically say, hey, I just wanted to remind you that you have a call later today with, for example, myself, with Ishmara, can you just quickly confirm that you'll be dialing in? 9 out of 10 times they will confirm and they actually will dial in, which drastically reduces your no-show rate. Now, another thing is that because you're asking them to confirm, if for whatever reason that didn't work, at that moment, they will reschedule with your VA right away, and that avoids you wasting your time waiting on the phone call for the lead to hop on and then only to find out that the lead needed to cancel or actually wanted to reschedule. Now, once you have the lead on the phone call, this is actually the first step throughout this entire process. If you've paid attention, this entire process you have not been involved. It's either automated or a virtual assistant is stepping in. The first moment that you as an agency owner will be involved in this process is when you hop on a strategy call or an introduction call with the lead. Now, this is basically where you can do your magic and make sure that you clarify to the lead how exactly you can solve their problem. And obviously, it helps a lot that you use the qualification form that they have populated beforehand and make it very clear how exactly you can help them move from their current state to their desired state in a certain period of time. Now, the nice thing is that once you're on that call with the lead, two things can happen. Either you close them on that call or you don't. It's that simple. If you don't close them on the call, it's either that they gave you a hard no, which means that they simply don't want to work with you, and for that you simply just remove them from your to-do list and you move on to the next lead. However, if they just want more information, or if they're a bit doubtful and not really sure if they're ready to move to the next stage with you, that's perfectly fine. What you basically want to do is then schedule a second call, also known as a demo call, where you can basically go on your computer, just like as I'm doing right now, and show them how exactly you will be able to help them, how you will be able to solve their problem, and how you will be able to help them grow their business and scale to the next level. Now, assuming that you did manage to close the lead, this is basically where all the beautiful automations kick in. And again, none of your involvement will be required once the lead has decided to actually work with you. Now, before I move on to the onboarding part of this video, I just want to make very clear that the nice thing about this is that this is 90 to 95% hands-off. Your involvement is absolutely not required. And the nice thing about this is that it really allows you to step back from your business, take a helicopter overview, and actually act as the CEO and the true entrepreneur that you've always wanted to be. There's no need for you to be involved in all the details of the sales, the marketing, providing tech supports, doing admin, lead generation, you name it. All of that can be simplified by implementing two things, which is one, to automate your systems. And I've just shown you very easily how easy it is to implement automations on the front end from your business by leveraging virtual assistants, which we provide for as little as $3 to $6 per hour to our clients, and also to automate your entire prospecting so that automatically you can wake up to a calendar full of booked appointments with leads eager to know how you can help them solve their problem. Now, just to quickly go back into my screen and show you what exactly it would look like once a lead has decided to actually work with you and you've been able to convert them into a paying customer, you basically want to move forward to getting your contract signed, getting your invoice paid, and having your onboarding form filled in. Now, it's up to you in which order you would like to do this. So for our agency, we first get the contract signed, we then collect the payment, and then we request our clients to fill in an onboarding form so that we can start onboarding them into our company. But I've seen quite often people first requesting the payment and then signing the contract and then doing the onboarding form. There's no right or wrong here. It's up to you. Now, I simply want to show you how we have automated this within our agency and how we've automated it for our clients as well. Now, as soon as a client says that they are ready to move forward with you, that's just perfect. You want to send them on the call the contract right away. Now, there are two ways to do this. We do this all within our software, within our CRM, so everything is really within our system. But you can obviously also send them a link to your PandaDoc contract, get them to sign it, and then automatically redirect them to a payment page, and then bring them back into your software within your CRM so that they can fill in the onboarding form so that your team can start onboarding that client. Now, to quickly show you how it would look like from our end, as soon as a client decides to work with us, we automatically send them an email with the link to sign our service agreement, also known as a contract. Now, I'm not going to go into the service agreement because obviously I'm not a lawyer, so it's also not for me to state how exactly this should be drafted. But what I will show you is that at the end of the contract, what we have is that the lead themselves, or the client now, can fill in the date of signing. So they can basically choose the date that they've signed this agreement. And then once they've selected a date, obviously they can agree to the terms and conditions stated in the service agreement, do their signature. Now, obviously this is not my signature, but they can easily do this on their mobile or on their desktop. And once they submit the contract, they will automatically be redirected to pay the invoice that is outstanding for us to start our services. Now, I know that some agencies request kind of like a setup fee, also known as an upfront payment, to start the process. If this is something that you don't do, I would highly recommend you to do it. I mean, there's no point of starting work without getting paid first. But if this is something that you don't do, then obviously this is not applicable. But if you do collect a setup fee or an upfront fee prior to starting your work, you're simply going to redirect them to a payment page. And for us, it looks like this. So it's still within the exact same platform. We will have our clients fill in their company name. So it's going to be your company name. And then their full name. So it can be, this will be then your name or your client's name, and then your client's email address, and then obviously your client's phone number. Now, once they fill this in, they will basically click on go to step 2, where they can fill in their payment details, so their credit card details. And this is obviously all on a secure platform in which the payments will be redirected on Stripe, which allows you to collect payments from any type of card. Now, as you've noticed, on every page within our software, we kind of have implemented a blocker of avoiding people to not complete the step within the process. So as soon as the system notices that, hey, you know, you filled in your information, but you're trying to leave the page, automatically a pop-up will show up, just as you've seen just now, prompting them to finish this step prior to moving on to the next step. And this is one way where we want to avoid people not completing the 4-step onboarding form that we have implemented within our agency and also for our clients. Now, assuming that the contract has been signed, the invoice has been paid, which is obviously the most important thing, they will automatically be prompted to fill in the onboarding form. Now, you're probably wondering, why is it important to fill in an onboarding form? Well, the reason is that you want to automate the onboarding process of your client as much as possible and to as much detail as possible, so that your involvement, but also the involvement of your virtual assistants, is minimized. So the nice thing about filling an onboarding form is that you will be able to request any type of information that you and your team needs in order to fulfill the services that you are providing to your client. Now, you can think about asking questions about, for example, their social media pages, access to their profiles. If you're running Facebook ads, you want to request access to their Facebook Business Manager. If you're doing social DM outreach, obviously you want to get access to their social media pages. If you're running ads, you obviously want to get copy of stock photos that they may already have. You want to understand who exactly it is that they're serving, what is their unique selling point. You can go as detailed as you want. It doesn't really matter. You just have to make sure that any type of information that you need from your client in order to onboard them smoothly, you want to make sure that you ask that once, and you ask that within one onboarding form, to avoid that back and forth and that friction and irritation of constantly DMing them or calling them and saying, oh, by the way, can you also send me this? Oh, I forgot to ask you that. Because 1, it's super annoying. 2, it comes over extremely unprofessional. And 3, it just delays the process, which is something that you can easily avoid. So to go back into the onboarding form, as I've mentioned before, we can see that as soon as you try to move out of the page, automatically I will be prompted to complete the step that I am currently doing. Now, for us, once the client has signed the contract and also completed their payment, once they get redirected to the onboarding form, 2 things will happen. They will receive an email notification letting them know that the payment has been received successfully. And on top of that, just to make sure that since they are already on our software in our system that they get the confirmation on the next page as well. So what we do is that here, obviously it will be their name, thanking them for choosing to work with us. They'll receive a copy of their order confirmation stating the services that they have purchased and also the price that has been deducted from their credit card. So this is super nice because while they're doing the entire process, they will be receiving confirmations within the page and on top of that also in their inbox. Now what they will do next is basically fill in the onboarding form. And the onboarding form we have broken down in like 3 simple steps for ourselves, and this is the exact same thing that we're implementing for our clients, which are agency owners as well. Now the first thing is that you want them to fill in their basic business information. Now you can think about their name, their phone number, their email, their website. And obviously, if you are booking appointments or your virtual assistants are booking appointments for your clients, you want to get the link that they use to book appointments as well. So this is very important. You don't want to go back and ask them. I've had that before and it's quite annoying if you're going to have the back and forward about, oh, I forgot to ask you this and oh, I forgot to ask you that. Just sit down and write down a list of all the things that you need in order to smoothly onboard your clients and simply plug them into one onboarding form. Now for us, that would be getting the link to their calendar booking page. And then this is very important, is that you let them describe to you what their ideal client looks like. Now this is very powerful because you don't want to be drafting SOPs or manuals for them or for your virtual assistants. You don't want to be creating ads and writing content for your client when you're not 100% clear in regards to who exactly they are providing these services to and how they themselves in their own words will articulate their services to their clients. So the best way to do this is to just to have them write it up for you. And how we do that is asking them, for example, which industry they're working in, what their ideal client avatar looks like, where exactly these clients are based. So if you have a client, for example, that's serving people in the US, in Canada, and in the UK, you want to make sure that that is indicated as well so that you know, okay, if I'm going to be writing content or if I'm going to be running ads or if I'm going to be doing outreach on social media to leads, I need to focus on leads in Canada, for example, in Mexico, for example, and in Australia, for example. Also, which platform the clients are on, any tribal languages that is needed. So do you refer to them as patients? Do you refer to them as customers? This makes it very easy and it's a very simple way to kind of tailor the language and the communication that you will have for your clients to make it sound a bit more personalized. An example is that if you're dealing with practitioners, you don't want to call them customers or realtors or agents or leads. You basically will be referring to them as patients. Same thing if you're dealing with real estate agencies, you don't want to use the word leads. You want to use the words listings, buyers, sellers. So it's very important to get that language right, and the best person to provide you with that information is your client. So just to go on, there are a lot of information that you can request. Obviously, if you're running social media ads or if you need access to their social media platforms, you want them to give that to you right away as well. And one other thing that we have our VA do is that for every single client, we have a Google Drive where our clients can upload all relevant information that we will need and that can help us better provide our services to them. Now, what you can think of is, for example, a headshot, maybe a cover photo for their social media, any value-added content that they've already created, like, for example, access to their blogs, to their articles, to sales videos similar to this one. It doesn't really matter. You want to make sure that they upload the links or the documents for all the documentations that you will need in order to better provide your services. Now, another thing that is very useful is really having them go in a bit more depth in regards to their offer. So what exactly is it that they're offering to their clients, at what price point, and what would an elevator speech be? So if someone would ask them very quickly, what exactly is it that you do, or how exactly is it that you can help me, that they'll be able to summarize that in words for you as well on the onboarding form. Now, obviously, you want to tailor this suited to your business and to your clients. But one thing that we highly recommend doing is that at the end of the onboarding form, we will always ask them to confirm that they understand and agree with our ways of working. So to give you an example, when we place a virtual assistant for our clients, it can take us approximately 24 to 48 hours to start this process for our client. And what that looks like is that we will basically take one of the VAs within our agency. We will introduce them obviously to the client, let them go through the onboarding form, prepare the SOP, and set up everything that is needed so that after 24 to 48 hours, the VA can start working right away and there is absolutely no delay. So you want to be as transparent as possible to your clients, letting them know how much time you need between them signing the contract and your VA or your agency actually starting to provide the services that you've promised to them. Another example is that if, for example, you're running ads, obviously prior to running ads, you need to set up the pixels, you need to obviously get access to their Facebook Business Manager, and there are a lot of other things that you need to have set in place before you actually start running those ads for your clients. So to avoid having your clients saying, hey, I haven't seen an ad go out yet, you'll be like, no, but as agreed, we will need 24, 48, 72 hours so that we can set up everything from our end. And then once that 72 hours has passed, or once that 48 hours has passed, we will start running these ads for you. This is very simple and easy to implement. So you just want to have your client agree and then obviously enter the agreement date. And once they've done that, they simply submit. Now, the nice thing is that all of this is automated. As you've noticed, your involvement is absolutely not needed. So this is super nice, super easy, and highly recommended for you to implement in your agency literally starting today, so that the contract, the payment, and the onboarding form will all be submitted automatically without you even needing to lift a finger. Now, assuming that for whatever reason the client did not complete signing the contract or did not submit the payment or filled in the onboarding form, what we have designed in our system is automatically in the background. The clients will receive automated email reminders prompting them to complete that process ASAP. That's the first step. Secondly, myself and my virtual assistants will receive notifications that the lead did not sign the contract, or they did not provide the payment, or they did not submit the onboarding form. And automatically, especially if the payment have not been submitted, our lead would automatically connect with the client on social media, send them a quick DM and be like, hey, I hope everything's okay. I've noticed that, the payment didn't go through yet. Is there anything wrong? Do you need help with anything? Maybe you want to change your preferred card payment. It doesn't really matter if there is an issue. It's for them to solve that on the DM or on the phone call right away to ensure that we can get our payment ASAP so that we can start the onboarding process. If for whatever reason they were not able to fill in the onboarding form, we just hop on a call with them, quickly ask them what exactly the issue is and what they're struggling with, have them fill that in. So once the client has signed the contract, you've received their payment, and they have submitted the onboarding form, the last step in the process, because it's for us, it's a 4-step process, they'll be redirected to book an onboarding call with us. Now, the reason we do this and we also implement this for our clients is because it is super, super easy to just simply have the client book the call themselves so that you don't have to follow up with them to have your first kickoff call or your onboarding call. Now, how we set it up and how we advise you to do as well is that you want to optimize your calendar in which the client can only book a call after 24 hours or after 48 hours. As you've mentioned in your onboarding form, the time that you need to actually onboard them, because it doesn't make sense to already have a call with them if things have not really been set in place yet. So assuming that you need 48 hours to set everything up, you want to make sure that your calendar is only available plus 2 days after the contract has been signed. So if they've signed the contract today, they can only book an appointment after 2 days, but then limited to up to 5 days or up to 6 days. And the reason you want to do that is because you want to avoid that the client books a call with you, for example, next week or after 2 weeks or after 3 weeks, because that defeats the purpose of starting ASAP and really helping them move from the current state to the desired state. The sooner you can start, the sooner you can basically make that shift for your client. How this would look like from our end is that they will be redirected to the final step in regards to the onboarding process, and they will be prompted to basically schedule an onboarding call with our agency. And the nice thing is that while they're on that page, we automatically let them know again how exactly the process will look like and what the next steps are. And this is to avoid that they will contact us and asking us, okay, so what are the next steps and what can I expect? This really reduces that friction, and it really reduces the need for either yourself or your VA to hop into this manual action to explain again to your client what the next steps will be. It's super simple. Just tell them, be transparent, write it up, and let them know exactly where they are right now and what the steps will be going forward. Once they've booked an appointment with us, our VAs and also myself will be informed that they have basically reached the thank you page. Now, once they've reached the thank you page, automatically in the background, all the automations will be continued and also complete. So how that looks like for our clients is that we use a software called Zapier, and Zapier basically is a software that allows you to transport data from one software into another software, super easy and all on autopilot. So when using Zapier, we basically take the information that the lead has filled in on the onboarding form and automatically use that to onboard them within our software. On top of that, we also use it to automatically create a communication channel where myself, the account manager that has been assigned to our client, the VA that has been assigned to our client, and our client themselves can all communicate on one platform. Now, there are two platforms that we use within our agency. The first one is WhatsApp, which is my favorite. It's super easy to use and everyone is already familiar with WhatsApp, so you don't really have to explain how to use it and what to do. But the second one is Slack. The difference between Slack and WhatsApp is that Slack is a bit more tailored for when you're doing remote work, when you're working with a larger team, and it's much easier to share documents, and also they give you the option to kind of like tag folders and documents and links within the Slack channel, so that whenever someone needs access to a specific folder or to a specific link, that they can quickly access that within the Slack channel. So that is optional. You can decide if you want to use Slack, if you want to use WhatsApp or any other communication channel. But the point is that you want to make sure that either the automations or your VA automatically and directly creates that communication channel and ensures that your client has been invited as well, to keep the communication transparent between your agency and that of your client. Now, as soon as all of this has kicked in, obviously on the date that your client has selected to have the kickoff call, you will have an introduction call with your client. Obviously, the account manager will be present and your virtual assistant will be present. And during that call, it's really a perfect way to ensure that there's full transparency in regards to what exactly it is that you're going to be doing and how the stages are going to look like, and answer any other question that your client may have to start the onboarding process. Now, once your client is onboarded and you have had your kickoff call, you can simply start providing your services to your client. Now, as you've noticed throughout the entire process, your involvement is bare minimum. I mean, I would say it's approximately 5%, if any, because you are leveraging automations and leveraging on turnkey virtual assistants. As a business owner, you should not be involved in all these manual activities relating to your prospecting needs, but also not in regards to you onboarding your clients. Your focus should be on closing leads and turning them into paid customers as soon as possible by hopping on a sales call with these leads and truly explaining to them and showing them how exactly you can solve their problem. Now, within my agency, I do all the closings because I truly believe that as a business owner, no one sells your business, no one sells your services, no one articulates what exactly it is that you have achieved and how you can help your leads better than you can. So that should really be your focus. And on top of that, because you're now able to take a step back from your agency, your focus should really be on developing strategic ways in which you can further grow your business. So to be clear, when you're working within your agency, you should really focus on one, automating things, delegating it within your agency, or outsourcing it to an agency such as ourselves, who can actually provide you with automated systems and turnkey virtual assistants. But however, if you have activities that are not crucial and you neither want to automate them, delegate them, or outsource them, then simply get rid of them. Now, often when I hop on calls with leads, so potential agency owners that I would like to work with, I sometimes hear, well, you know what, Ishmara, I'm just a freelancer, or I just started, or actually I only have like 2 or 3 clients. Does it make sense for me to automate things? Does it make sense for me to even hire a virtual assistant? And the answer is yes, because it doesn't matter, as I mentioned, in which stage of the business you are in. You want to make sure that these things are implemented as soon as possible, because as an agency owner, you really want to act as the CEO of the company and not as the salesperson, not as the marketing person, and definitely not as the lead generator. You want to have people and systems in place that can ensure that that is done for you, so that you, when you're taking a helicopter overview, you can really see what exactly is working, what needs to be optimized, and what needs to be removed. If you are slightly interested in knowing how we can help you really remove yourself from your agency to take the helicopter overview and really start wearing that CEO hat and being the entrepreneur that you've always wanted to be, basically becoming more productive and truly just spending your time on activities that actually generate revenue for your business, then feel free to click on the link below, schedule a call with me or someone within my team, and we'll be happy to provide you a bit more of a bespoke strategy of how exactly us implementing automation and turnkey virtual assistants can take your business to the next level. Thanks so much for watching and have a very nice day.